Say you have your RPG Maker game in English, but your friend would like to add Spanish as well. That is called localization, and I will show you how to do it. I am Darai, and this is devlog number 7 of the Guardian of the Crown.
This is a localizations mini-series. Today, how to use localization. Next time, how to test loaded anywhere featuring AI. And finally, a scripting challenge on test setup. Nobody should write a game in a foreign language. Be humble. My native language is Czech. I have been speaking English for 35 years, but if I'll write it in English, it will be a disaster. So, I wrote the game in Czech and am translating it. Now the question. If I'm adding a second language, can I add more? Featuring localization plugin from Iavra. The basis is a JSON files with extracted texts. One file per language. The files all have the same internal structure. Each language is then registered in the plugin settings. Read the documentation there, it is well written. When to add the plugin? At the start and develop the game after? Or at the end when the game is finished? Both are tricky, but at the start is worse. I recommend first completing the game in your own language. Moreover, if you're a fan of automation, the entire process of extracting texts can be automated. To localize some text, we replace it with a placeholder. Let's manually localize the new game button as an example. Let's create this localization file and set the placeholder it in the game database. Let's add a second language and a menu for changing languages. This is a supplementary plugin. It's enough to register the existing languages and the respective localization files. What can be localized? Everything, including images if you try hard enough. The basis is the terms in the game database. And then there are all the texts in the game events. Finally, I'll show an advanced example. Say for an image. It's good to group texts into categories to make them manageable. However, if you use a category name that is too long, it will be hard to read in RPG Maker. The game database contains a variety of categories. For example, weapons or armor. And then a number of definitions on the system, terms, and types pages. All of this needs to be localized because these texts appear in various places in the game. Also, it's necessary to add localizations to the texts of other plugins. For example, this is how Localized Battle Engine Core plugin looks. Then there are the texts in troop events, common events, and events on maps. It is useful to always group texts by the map name and the event name. Placeholder length is not an issue in this case. And now for advanced users. Back up first. The entire game is basically stored as a set of JSON files in the data directory. So if one wants and knows how, localization can be done automatically by parsing these files. Want to see more? Write me a comment. And how about that image localization? The issue here is that image file name cannot be a variable, right? Not really. If you use script, you can localize it as well. Every translation ultimately needs to be reviewed and fine-tuned manually. This can be done by playing the game or faster outside the game. In the next part, I want to load the localization file into a variable to work with it. If you like AI work, come and enjoy.
So, next time will be plugin design with AI. If you enjoy this format, give me your like. And if you want to know more on this topic, write me a comment. Bye!